Swatika, thank you for joining us for the evening edition of NBT World Brief on NBT and NBT World. You're with me, Sandra Han Utsaha. Myanmar military forces have escalated demolitions of scam buildings in KK Park, extending into Zone C near the Thai border, town of Mesot. The explosions have increased to 3 times daily since late October, causing residents in high-risk Thai border areas to temporarily evacuate and watch from higher ground. The intensified operations began in Zone A on October 22nd and have now targeted buildings adjacent to several Thai households. Thai authorities, including the Ratamanu Special Task Force, the Mesot Police, and the Border Patrol Unit 346, have increased border patrols. During patrols in Mahawan Subdistrict, 3 Chinese nationals were detained for illegal entry via natural routes and are facing legal action. In a separate operation along the Moi River in Phopra District, 14 Ethiopian nationals were apprehended. Investigations revealed they entered illegally from a Chinese Special Economic Zone opposite Ban Wale Thai. All detainees have been handed over to authorities for prosecution. Thailand has clarified its stance over the suspension of the joint declaration with Cambodia due to the repeated violations from the Cambodian side related to landmine agreements.
Speaking at the Indo-Pacific Ministerial Forum in Brussels, Belgium, Foreign Affairs Minister Siyasak Phuongketkaew explained that most countries did not raise questions about Thailand's landmine incident, trusting that the matter would be resolved bilaterally. However, Estonia's foreign minister inquired, prompting Thailand to detail the reason for suspending the joint declaration while continuing demining efforts and temporary boundary marking in disputed areas such as Ban Nong Chan and Ban Nong Yagao. The minister emphasized that any incursions are handled peacefully. Minister Siyasak also commented on a statement from Cambodia's foreign representative focusing on strengthening ASEAN-EU relations and Cambodia's desire for peace and dialogue, implicitly referencing the Thailand-Cambodia dispute. He noted that the forum's Indo-Pacific context is not the appropriate setting for bilateral border issues. Nonetheless, the Thai minister stressed that Thailand remains prepared to provide explanations if asked, having already briefed the United Nations and Ottawa Convention member states.
The Swiss Embassy in Bangkok hosted a reception to celebrate Swiss National Day, reaffirming over 90 years of friendship between Thailand and Switzerland. The event gathered officials from the Thai government, private sector, and diplomatic community to highlight cooperation and shared commitments to regional peace and stability. Swiss Ambassador Pedro Swalene highlighted the deep historical ties, noting the education of His Majesty the late King Bhumibol Adulyadej the Great and Her Majesty the late Queen Sirikit the Queen Mother in Lausanne as a foundation for strong bilateral relations. He also expressed condolences on Queen Sirikit's passing. Sutrathai Lodkasem, Director General of the Public Relations Department, congratulated the embassy and introduced the department's role as a national media agency. She emphasized readiness to collaborate in providing valuable public information and strengthening future media partnership between the two countries. In our next story, Thailand needs to adapt readily to global economic, social, technological, and geopolitical changes to ensure both short-term recovery and long-term resilience.
Anutin Chan Viragun at the Prachachat Outlook Thailand 2026 seminar. The Prime Minister highlighted Thailand's engagement with international frameworks like the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development or OECD to strengthen governance and the Biocircular Green or BCG economic model to promote clean energy. He underlined diplomacy's role in maintaining peace and national dignity, saying that we must prepare for battle even in the hope of peace. Thailand's key strengths in healthcare, tourism, and clean energy are vital leverage points in international negotiations. The Prime Minister advocated win-win partnerships and urged economic stimulus through the Kon La Kring Plus scheme while pushing to address structural challenges such as demographic shifts, energy reform, and enhancing digital skills among the workforce. The seminar, which was also attended by Supamat Isarapakdi, Minister attached to the Prime Minister's office, reinforcing the government's commitment to guiding Thailand through transformative change.
Officials have issued a warning for southern Thailand, advising residents in flood-affected areas to monitor the situation closely as heavy rainfall is expected to continue and intensify. The highest rainfall in the past 24 hours was recorded in Nakhon Si Thammarat province. Data indicates the highest rainfall in the past 24 hours was in Ronpibun district with 323 millimeters. Other areas include Promkiri and Lansaka district. Locals of Nakhon Si Thammarat, Pattalong and Songkhla are urged to follow official updates. The three provinces have already experienced rainfall exceeding 200 to 300 millimeters in the past day. Nakhon Si Thammarat has seen river overflows in several areas, with water levels rising in the districts of Phipun, Mueang, Ronpibun and Chawat, and more zones at risk of overflow. Heavy rain is forecast to continue until at least this Sunday. Rain may also shift to the nearby Krabi, Trang and Satun provinces, potentially causing further flooding. In the past 2 days, flood warnings have been issued via cell broadcast for several southern provinces. In Trang, continuous heavy rain caused flash floods in Hua Ya district, damaging village roads and affecting over 40 households. Temporary bridges have been built to restore access for residents and students. Pattalong province has also experienced persistent rain, which could impact livestock farmers. As floodwaters move to low-lying areas, prolonged flooding is expected. Authorities advise farmers and animal owners to prepare by moving livestock to higher ground and stocking up on food, medicine, and supplies. And that wraps up this edition of NBT World Brief. Stay updated with the latest developments on NBT and NBT World. And for more stories, simply scan the QR code on your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, I'm Sandra Han Utsaha. สวัสดีค่ะ